Thank you and good evening to your listeners as well. Yes, I should say I'm very much satisfied with the recommendations of the report. The committee did a yeoman's job. We had to spend a lot of time in Ashaiman, going to Ashaiman to investigate the matters, first-hand information, bringing on board all the actors in the matter, listening to every party. And so we have done a yeoman's job. And I should say that I'm so much satisfied with the recommendation. That is me. The point.
Yes, go ahead.
Yes. Yeah, the point here is that, yes, the report is yet to be taken on the floor of the House. Though it was laid on the House, we have not debated it yet. So whether the House will admit it or not is yet to happen when we resume sitting in on February 6th. Because we have finished our work since almost 3 months ago, or more than 3 months, and the report was laid on the floor 3 months ago. It was up, in and out on the other paper and then the business statement, but had not been debated. The reason for which I may not be able to tell, but I'm hoping and praying that when we resume on the 6th of February, Speaker will direct that the report be taken. But by and large, the recommendations, as you read them, I think I have a copy of the report, the draft report yet to be taken on the floor. I have the report of it. So your recommendations that you explicitly read out are very accurate.
I see, very well. So we'll be watching the space. But the of interest to me, really, and I'm sure a lot of other people, is the briefing as provided by the Inspector General of Police. He essentially said that it was a robbery incident that resulted in the death of the trooper. What else did you find, about this? Was a gentleman in military uniform? Was it easily ascertainable at the time of the incident that he was a military person? Did he engage the criminals? What happened? What really happened? What did you find out?
Well, you and I may identify the officer as a military officer, even though he was wearing just a black top, a black T-shirt, and then a short that is military short. So we can tell it to be a uniform. But as and whether the perpetrators of the crime also identify him as such, we may not be able to tell. Yes, they were about to take his laptop and then an iPad from him, and he was resisting them. He was resisting that they were not going to take it. So based on that, they have to use some sharp knife or whatever it is to choke him, and then he bled to death. Those were the things we found out. But as I said earlier, you and I know very well, the police are the internal investigators of matters of this nature. And so, in spite of the police doing their work, the military also took action. They came to the committee, the leadership admitted that, yes, they sanctioned the operation, but there were excesses, which they rightly admitted. But out of the 200 residents that they took to the barracks, none of these 200 people that they tortured, that they beat, that they maimed, were found culpable of committing the crime of killing the trooper. And so you rightly said it, that the police, the IGP said it was a robbery incident, and that was it. It was just a robbery incident. There was a scuffle between the trooper and then the robbers, and one succumbed to it, which we very much, we are not happy with, but that was what happened.
I see. The military, the defense minister, when he appeared before you, the committee, said that parts of your constituency, became or have become a haven for criminals. And so part of the reason for the raid was to rid the area of such miscreants. It says, and I quote, the minister stated that the operation was carried out at Tulaku and Taifa, suburbs of Ashaiman, which were declared as no-go areas to the high level of criminal activities that had been occurring in those areas. According to him, military intelligence received necessitated the need to flush out criminals in the areas which had gained a reputation of being unsafe and dangerous to the extent that residents could not move freely, especially in the evening. Do you find this, convincing or compelling enough or a reason to make or to trigger, a sanctioning of such an operation from the military high command?
Not at all, because there's no particular place that I can pinpoint today as the member of parliament as a no-go area in Ashaiman.
They say Tulaku and Taifa. Tulaku, Tulaku and Taifa. Very prominent areas in your area, in your constituency.
Prominent areas. Tulaku is where I go to buy my meat almost all the time. It's a friendly environment. Taifa is where we all live. We go there at any given point in time. So nobody, and these are center, especially Taifa, is at the center of Ashaiman. And so you cannot term a place that is center of Ashaiman as no-go area. Now, let me ask, is it the military that will determine that a particular place in Ashaiman is no-go area, or the police, that we have a divisional police and we have a district police in Ashaiman? Who will determine that? Which of these two, institutions that will determine it? We don't have military, barracks in Ashaiman. We don't have camp in Ashaiman, but we have police station, we have district police station, we have divisional police station in Ashaiman. The divisional police station is not far from the Taifa that they are mentioning. It's just a stone throw. And they were not able to determine that that place was no-go area. So why should the military come from Burma camp or Michel camp determine that that place is a no-go area? So it's not something that we are happy with. It doesn't happen in Ashaiman. Yes, Tulaku is where they transact businesses. I mean, we have a lot of our northern brothers. And at the point in time they conducted the raid was when issue of Boku crisis was happening. So when they met the committee, they even cited that there were gunshots at Tulaku, blah, 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 because of the Boku incident, which we cannot, as a member of parliament, I did not know anything about. I have not heard any gunshot anywhere or whatever it is. I did not hear that there was a fight between two factions from Boku who are residents in Ashaiman. I did not hear anything about that. But that is what they are saying. But I want to state that as a result of the death of the trooper, that led to the raid. So if the military are saying that it was not necessarily the death of the trooper that resulted in the raid, how best to differ? And that is why we are saying that the timing was not good for us, because that was the time that the trooper also died, and you raided the place, and you are saying that it was not because of the death of the trooper, which we all regretted. You are saying that it's not as a result of that. So you are saying a different thing altogether. So Ashaiman is always peaceful. In fact, 30 years, 15, 20, 30 years ago, that they will say that Ashaiman is notorious of crimes and etc. It's no longer as today. You can come to Ashaiman 24 hours. Anywhere you want to go in Ashaiman, you will see a motorbike taking you to your destination. You will see businesses going on in Ashaiman. So even the 24-hour economy that my flag bearer, His Excellency John Mahama, has promised, we are practicing it even in Ashaiman as we speak. So he's using Ashaiman even as a case study. So why then will you say that there are places in Ashaiman term as no-go area? We don't buy that idea at all.
I see. I find your segue into the 24-hour economy quite interesting. But that's fine. So it means Ashaiman is open for business 24 hours, and so the 24-hour economy is already booming in Ashaiman. That's good.
Exactly the case. Because when you come here 2 a.m., I can bet you if you want food, you can get.
Very well.
If you want to go to your destination, you will go. There's nothing wrong in Ashaiman.
Very well. Thank you so much.
If you look at the statistics for the past 5 years or 10 years, crime rate has reduced drastically in Ashaiman. So the military cannot take advantage of this situation. They acted. The lawyers will say ultra virus, because the leaders of the leadership of the military high command admitted that they ordered for the raid, but there were excesses. So those excesses, that is why we are saying that those who perpetrated those excesses must be brought to book and be punished.
Very well. Thank you so much. The Honorable Ernest Nogbe, Member of Parliament for Ashaiman.